She looks extremely tired. After everything that's happened, it's not a surprise. After Hanako silently takes off her shoes and lies on the bed in the infirmary, the nurse and I take our leave. Oh my god, what is all with this sad music? Elfin lie didn't break me. You cannot break me. I'm probably gonna get butchered right now. I get the feeling. Yeah. He shuts the curtain behind us. We both take a seat, and I quietly and thoroughly go through everything that happened in quite some detail. I got it right. I want to understand what happened, and the nurse has a good chance as anyone of knowing. Well, there's a little thing called doctor-patient confidentiality. We won't get shit out of it. He nods throughout my explanation, his face looking troubled as I finish. It must have been very troubling for you to have seen all this. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. I get that she fainted, but I don't really understand anything about why it happened, or why she's acting like this. He nods, but his face is clouded. You don't know either? Well, yes and no. It's complicated. I assume you've heard about the concept of patient confidentiality at some point. I said the word just then. I knew it. This is a bit of a minefield in that respect. I'm going to put this pretty bluntly. This is a matter for Ikuzawa, me, and her therapist. I move to protest, but think better of it. I want to deny what he says, but if I think this through rationally, what he says makes perfect sense. I understand, but I don't. Well, I do, but still, I hate that rule. Good. I wish I could help you more, you lying bastard. But I think what Ikuzawa needs right now isn't somebody prying into her past or her emotions. She just needs somebody to be there for her. Okay, she needs a friend. For what it's worth, I think you've done well bringing her here. Sounds like you and your friends dealt with the situation well too. I'm sorry. I'd give you a lollipop or a sticker as a reward, but you might be a little too old for either. He gives a cocky grin, obviously trying his best to lighten the atmosphere. Well, it worked for me. I'm not really in a laughing mood, but he does manage to get a smile out of me. Thanks. Do you mind if I stay here with Hanako? I appreciate the thought, but I think it would be better to let her rest for now. She'll be back to the dormitory room this evening, so you can visit her there. Then. I agree with him before standing. It feels like all I can ever do around the nurse is humbly agree to what he says, but it was the same with the doctors in the hospital too. Bastards. The walk back to the classroom is a long one, my mind feeling heavy under the weight of so many things happening so suddenly. My dear God. You chattery beggars. So what have you been saying? Say one thing. I burn, baby. Even as I re-enter the classroom, I'm thinking about Oh God. I'm not laughing. Chair, shut up. I'm not laughing that I'm thinking about Hanako line. I'm not. Something just came to mind. Oh God. Thank God I stopped myself from saying it. Ugh. Jesus Mary, should I edit that out? Nah, fuck it, keep it in. My stomach feels like it's turning into knots while I think about how to deal with her. I still don't know what I'm going to say when I see her again. Don't almost say what I said. Thankfully, the class doesn't pay much attention. Doesn't pay me much heed. There we are. My God, I am very tired for some reason. There are a couple of questioning glances, but overall, not many people seem to be very aware of what happened. Good. I wonder if my mic can even hear that. Muto raises his eyebrows to get my attention when I pass by his desk. Nakai, I take it Ikuzawa is in the infirmary now? Yeah, I took her there, and the nurse said I should let her rest. Muto nods, assuring me that I made the right call. He scratches his chin for a second before rising from his desk. Hey everyone, I want you to continue with the exercise. Nakai, I'll see you in the hallway if you please. He didn't even say that, but still. That sounded good. His speech is hushed, but overall he doesn't seem to be acting too differently from how he usually does. Being a teacher, maybe it's to be expected. Wait, why does he want us out here with ugly picture? As we go out into the hallway, I notice him taking a quick glance left and right to check if there are any students milling around. The hallway is nearly soundless, but I can't think of anything except waiting for Muto to speak. Nakai, what do you think the purpose of this school is? I beg your pardon? To cater to the needs of the disabled students? Muto scratches his head as he shakes it. No, if we wanted to do that, we would have built a whole new... What? If we wanted to do that, we would have built a whole new school from scratch, one floor, taking whiteboards, that kind of thing. Talking whiteboards, that kind of thing. My god, I butchered that, I know I did, but read it yourself. That bit there. Look around, Nakai. The school is about giving you all a future that you would have been denied in regular education. Heh? Think of it this way. If you wanted to graduate and go straight into hospital, do you think we'd put in this much effort? No. The bluntness of Muto's statement temporarily stuns me, causing me to forget about the immediate situation. No. That's right. We want you to leave here as useful members of society. I'm not quite sure I'm following you. I have high hopes for you, Nakai. You are possibly the first student I've had that gets my lectures. Really? He does? Oh yeah, he does. I'm the one that I don't even know what you say half the time. Like that question you asked Hanako, I was like, what? That isn't something that a teacher should be admitting so freely. You could easily take your studies of science well into university. Have you ever considered it? That, rather. I can't say I have. Well, what have you considered? For your future, that is. Oh god, didn't Lily ask us this? I can't say that I'd put much thought into my future. For a moment, I'm distinctly reminded of Lily questioning me about the same subject. I was right. It's only been a little over 5 months since I was gasping for air on the ground because of that girl. Yep, shut up, chair. Don't have a go at me. It's too soon to be thinking about the future, and besides, Hanako's problems seem much bigger to me right now. Muto gives a disapproving sigh before continuing. Think of this place as an opportunity. Here you have boundless facilities, good teachers, plus the aided bonus of the nurse and his staff. You should be doing nothing but thinking of your future. Right. As I raise my head to meet his gaze, a thought occurs to me. It's almost like Muto totally sidestepped the issue at hand. Excuse me, but why do none of the staff seem to care when Hanako skips class? Why is that irrelevant right now? Wait, what? I've seen you watch her walk out the class more than once. Shouldn't you at least say something? Well, Nakai, it's not really that simple. Every student has special needs. If it weren't for that, then we wouldn't have the school here. For example, I wouldn't keep you in class if you were having trouble breathing, would I? But that's not... Damn it, he's cutting us off. Muto cuts me off before I can even think about finishing my sentence. Ikuzawa's case is very much like that, but instead of CPR or paramedic, Or a pacemaker. Why did they say paramedic? Well, it looks like that from you. No, I'm going blind, I really am. What she needs is time and space. Like the Algrim Polk, yeah. What? Don't look at me like that. The faculty was made aware of this from the day she arrived here. Thus, whenever she feels she needs to leave classes, we let her do so. And even though she isn't a star pupil, she seems to pass all of her exams, so it hasn't affected her ability to study. Isn't that enough? I open my mouth to protest, but I can't find a fault in his argument. While her condition does at first seem to be wholly psychological, its worst effects have been on her psyche. It still puts me off, though. Isn't he just passing on responsibility for her problem? Surely she can't go on like this for her entire life. I understand that you might not be used to this kind of thing yet. It's been a big chance for you. That said, it's less than a year until graduation now. Maybe you won't have to get used to this school. If you keep your head down, I'm sure you'll do well enough in your exams. I numbly nod, nearly said it again then, to simply acknowledge that I'm listening, then out of agreement. I felt like I was getting used to this school, but it feels like it's just been thrown back in my face. But what about Hanako? I believe, well, I hope that she will perform well enough to do what she wants to do. What that is, I don't know. Not all students leave school with an idea of what they want to do, unfortunately. He takes care to emphasize the last word, as if it was quite clear enough already, and gives me a moment to mull his words over. Today's been a troublesome day for you, and I doubt that you'd be able to concentrate much anyway after all that's happened, so I'll allow you to take the rest of the day off. Your marks have been good in class so far, which makes me think you won't have any trouble catching up on what we've been doing. He gives a small smile along with his praise, as if to make up for the seriousness of his lecturing before now. Go collect your things, and I'll see you tomorrow. Right, thank you. Udo's roundabout speech has left my thoughts scattered. I'm still not any closer to working out what I can do to help Hanako. If anything, and my mind is all the more confused after what Muto said. In short, he's telling you to get off your arse and think about what you want to do in life. Even I understood that. I'm also still bothered by the fact that Hanako was helped at least as much by Shizune, her enemy by proxy, as by myself, but I don't know whether that is just male bravado or genuine concern. While I collect Hanako's and my things from the class, I continue to try and sort out my feelings. I want to say that I understand her, and that I'm there for her, but while I might have been able to say that just yesterday, I can't say it now. I wish I could. I learn by trying to collect my thoughts. After Hanako's panic attack, I said that right. I found myself fundamentally reassessing the relationship we share and what I know about her. In short, we know a little bit about her past. I had a hard enough time dealing with 4 months in the hospital. One look at her scars tells me that she was in one for a lot longer than I was. Be that as it may, I know next to nothing about her past. She has told me about the house fire, but only in the most basic way. And what of her family? I still haven't asked Lily about them. There hasn't been a good opportunity to bring it up. I don't know where she grew up, or what her old school was like, nor of her past friends, her wishes and ambitions, not even her tastes in music, food and movies, all the little things that I knew about all my old friends. Just what have I been doing for all this time? What have I been doing for all this time I've been with her and Lily? In the distance, I hear the bells signaling the end of classes. With any luck, Lily will soon realize that neither Hanako nor I are around and return to the dormitories. Since when the hell did we have a phone? My mobile phone starts ringing. My mobile phone starts to ring, cutting my thinking short. It quite startles me. That doesn't seem right. Oh well. As I've rarely been called since coming to Yamaku, I'm very tired. Leave me alone. Hello. Hello. The sound of Kai speaking. Oh, Hisao, I'm glad I found you. You weren't at any of our usual places, so I thought that this would be the fastest way to contact you. I probably should have guessed it would be Lily, as she's one of the few people I've given my number to. Even through the phone, her voice sounds slightly on edge. Hanako and I left class early. She had some kind of panic attack. The line goes silent. If it weren't for the background static, I would have thought Lily had hung up on me. I understand. Could you come by my room? I'd like to talk with you. Sure, I'd appreciate the chance to have a bit of a talk, actually. Good. I also have some bad news. I think we should discuss this in person. Oh, what could be more worse than what happened today? It's hard to grasp the seriousness of the situation for Lily's tone. She sounds so calm most of the time, but that could be good or a bad. That could be a good but that could be a good or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. Okay, I'll be right there. I collect Hanako's school things from my desk and head straight for Lily's room. Transition! That's not a room. I rap my knuckles on her door. For some reason that seems right, and she soon calls me in. Seriously, Wallace, I should call this title Sad Music, or Sad Day, I don't know. Lily sits at the table inside her room, looking a little worse for wear. I guess that's because of the bad news. Following her gesture of invitation, I sit across from her and lay Hanako's things on the table. Well, there's no point in either of us waiting. Would you mind going first, Isao? What happened today? Get a defense just in case she's going to beat us with that cane.